Good morning, Year 6, and happy Monday. And welcome to the start of your second to last week of Year 6 and primary school. How exciting. Let's crack on. So this is what we've got for you today. And here is your morning challenge. So take 15 minutes to read the challenge thoroughly and then have a go at answering it and completing it in your book. And here are today's reading questions. Remember that the text Wolf Brother can be found as a separate PDF on the Red Brick Hayes website under the Year 6 Home Learning page. Okay guys, it is TT Rockstar time. So take 20 minutes to complete some games on TT Rockstars. If you've lost your login or can't log on for any reason, drop an email to the year 6 at redbrickhayes.staffs.sch.uk email and I will sort it out for you from this end. Off you go. Today's maths lesson is on Khan Academy. If you have not yet signed up to Khan Academy, you need to go back to the video from the 8th of June and the instructions are there on how to sign up for free, and you don't even need an email address to do it. If you have signed up, log on to Khan Academy and enjoy today's lessons. Okay team, spelling practice time. So let's see if you've remembered your 3 spellings from last Friday. So can you spell the word originally? Can you spell the word percussion? And can you spell the word course? Okay, here are the answers to those. Well done if you got those correct, lots of double letters in there. And today's words are offering, vision, and misplaced. Same method as always, take 15 minutes to practice them in any way that you like, and then ask somebody at home to test you on them. And we'll see if we can remember them tomorrow. Good luck. Okie dokie, Year 6. So this week we're going to be looking at an animation called Snack Attack. There is a link to it on the screen here and one in your home learning PDFs. So I'd like you to pause the video now, load up YouTube and have a watch of it and then come back to this video. Okay, so in your PDF booklets, if you're printing it out to work from it like that, there's a task, and if you're not printing it out, there's another task. Don't stress about either way. But what I'd like you to do now is make a list or a timeline of the events of the animation Snack Attack in order. So if you're doing it from a printout of the PDF, I'd like you to cut out the story bubbles and lay them out in chronological order. So it'll be like, oh, so first the old lady spots the biscuits, then she tries to get them by bashing into them because she's put money in and it doesn't work. If you're not printing out your story, I'd like you to write a numbered list of key events. So number 1 would be the old lady walks across the waiting room to the vending machine where she spots the biscuits. She pays the packet of biscuits and they don't fall, so she tries to knock them free by bashing the machine, and then continue like that. So your first task today is to make a chronological list, either with pictures or with words, of what happened in the story. Off you go. Okie dokie, my loves. The first thing you've got to do is plot this graph into your books neatly using a ruler. So we can see on the y-axis that we are looking at the character's mood. So the plus sign at the top represents really positive, happy, ecstatic emotions, and the minus sign at the bottom represents really sad, negative emotions. And the x-axis, although I haven't labelled it because I'm a little bit lazy, there we go, is the time. So it goes from the start of the video all the way to the end of the video. So that is your first job, to draw this graph using a ruler and then resume the video, please. Okay, so now I've drawn my graph. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plot on the locations of each story bubble in relation to how the character is feeling, keeping them in chronological order. So, oh my goodness, that sounds a lot to do, Miss Tucker. Explain a little bit more, please. Okay, I will. So, the first event in my list that I've just created, remember on the last page we created a list of we put the bubbles in chronological order, yeah? Now we're going to use that list. So the first thing that happened in my list was the lady spotted the biscuits. Right, so I'm going to put that on first because it's at the start of the video. And I'm going to think about how happy is the lady. So she's a bit lonely. There's nobody else around her. She's walking normally. She's not dancing, cheering, singing. So she's not going to be ecstatic. But she's quite happy, you know, and she's just spotted the last packet of biscuits. So she's a little bit peckish, and she's gone to the vending machine and she's like, yes, there's the last packet of biscuits. I'm going to have them. She looks happy. So I'm going to plot that there. Next, though, she's put some money in, but the biscuits haven't fallen. So now she's banging the machine and shoulder barging it and running up. So she's feeling a little bit more glum, a little bit more frustrated, a bit flustered. So she's no longer at this happy-ish mood. She's a little bit further down. She's a bit more annoyed. Now, if you haven't cut out the story bubbles to make your chronological order, if you just wrote it in a numbered list, use the numbers on your list. So if that was number 1 in your thing, I'd just write a 1 with a circle, and then a 2 with a circle. Okay, so you don't have to have the pictures there. You can write your numbers because you've got a list of events above it, so you know what the numbers correlate to. So that's your next job, to really carefully consider how that little old lady is feeling throughout the video. I'm going to ask you to pause the video now, do that, and then come back to us. Okay, next, I would like you to think about the subject prompts to consider what is happening to our character. So in each section, in each point, key event of the video, is the main character feeling something? Are they specifically asking something? Is the action, is the story, about they've noticed something, they've seen it? Are they touching something? Are they physically doing something, some action? Are they smelling something, tasting something, imagining something, or checking, which is about hearing, really, something? Okay, so if I think about that first number 1 bubble, I can see that the character can see something. She's noticed that packet of biscuits. So in that time, she's noticing something. In the next one, she's physically doing an action. So my bubble would be the action one. Once again, if you're cutting these out, you can cut them out and stick them on. If you're not cutting them out and sticking them on, that's absolutely fine. Just draw a little doodle of them. Okay, it's easy to draw a pair of arms and a pair of legs. To just remind yourself about those subject prompts, it might be worth going back and pausing the video where you can see which each prompt means. So pause the video now, go back to the prompt list, and then complete that for all of the points in your story. You can repeat them, that's okay, and you might not use them. And then resume this video for me. Okay, so now we're going to look at the writing prompts, which are these. You're thinking about onomatopoeia. If I rub this out so we can see. So onomatopoeia is words that sound like they mean. So I always think of the word bang. You can't help but say louder, and a bang is loud. Or broken. The word broken almost seems broken in the middle because you've got that harsh K. Okay. Alliteration. Sally sick smelly socks. 2 or more words starting with the same letter or the same sound. Rhyming, repetition, using a word twice or 3 times to make effect. Simile, a metaphor. Pathetic fallacy. So if someone's feeling sad and the weather outside is really miserable, that's a pathetic fallacy. A pun, like a headline. I'm not very good at puns. The best pun I've got is like, oh, that's very punny, because puns are meant to be funny. So it's not a very good one. Or personification, so saying that something has got human emotions. So when we talk about personification, we will say the trees are waving, but the trees aren't actually waving. They're not like, hello, I'm a tree. They're just swaying in the breeze, really. And they don't really do that. So now what I'd like you to do is take these bubbles and think about what can you create using these for each key event. So if I was going to use a metaphor, oh, well, that's technically a simile. Sorry, if I was going to use a simile, I'm getting them all mixed up. I'd say that she crashed into the vending machine like a rhino in a china shop. So I'm going to use the simile bubble for that. Okay, so once you've done all those, ignore the white boxes. Sorry, they're to do with the next step tomorrow. You should end up with something like this. You've got your bubbles of action. You've got some oh sorry, you've got some, I couldn't get my pen up then. You've got some action points. So I'm saying about what she's doing. She's barging, thumping, hammering. I've got what she's doing in the video, but I am also using things like the similes and the personification here to write some ways that we can describe the scene. So I've got some key phrases or sentences that I can then use later on in the week to describe that scene in the video. So this is what we're aiming for today, guys. A story map like this with some points along it that you can use to kind of scaffold a piece of writing that we're going to do based on this animation later in the week. I hope you enjoy it. We've not done something like this before, so it's a little bit different. So let me know how you find it. I hope it's okay, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye, Year 6.